Hello again, everyone. Um, so yeah, I thought I'd come back on the day after the disaster and just give you an update on how things are. Um, so what I've decided to do, despite my advice to all of you saying don't bother queens in their founding stage, don't feed them, they don't need feeding, um, because they're likely to have used up a lot of energy and a lot of resources with all the stress and everything that's happened here. I'm gonna try and feed them. Now, this is no even guarantee that they'll eat it because they're almost like pre-programmed to not want to eat in the founding stage. And yeah, here I'm cutting a couple of squares of greaseproof paper, and I'm just showing you how small these squares are, like less than a centimetre square. And a common mistake that I see from new ant keepers is a massive amount of overfeeding of new colonies. What I'd say to you is, mentally, you've seen me feeding ants, you know what their gasters look like, how they expand when they drink. So mentally put together in your head all of the gasters in your colony, depending on how many ants you've got, and that's how much food they can eat. And as you can sort of mentally imagine, it's very small. Like I said, I see people feeding new colonies like entire mealworms and stuff like that, which is just madness. So yeah, here as you can see, I am putting it is the tiniest little smear of maple syrup onto these two tiny little squares that are less than a centimetre square, and you can see the maple syrup's not even filling the square, it's just a little tiny blob in the middle. So yeah, A doesn't look bad at all. I'll show you a close-up of her at the end, and she's actually laid more eggs. B, unfortunately, this morning I looked at B, and B sort of looked okay this morning, was sitting on the cotton wool, but this evening she's still the same. Unfortunately, she's rolling around all over the place. I'm gonna give her perhaps another day or maybe two, but then I think I might just put her out of her misery because I don't think she's going to go anywhere. And then, yeah, you can see, especially if it's just a queen, but even when it's with a few workers to begin with in the early days of a colony, you can take the cotton wool out and they're more scared of you than they are worrying about escaping. I actually prod her here a bit. And she looked a little interested for a while, but then she moved away and I didn't see her drink. Um, I'll check tomorrow. I'll take these out again tomorrow, and see if it's gone or not. I don't want to leave them in too long. It might sort of stress them having an alien object in there. But B, yeah, I don't think there's much hope for B. She's not really in full control of herself, and she can't walk straight. She can't stand up. But yeah, this is a close up of A, and as you can see, there's about 5 or 6 eggs in here now, and these must be, I'm pretty sure they're brand new eggs. Um, I'm not happy though that they're not all grouped together in a little pile, but who knows? We might get something out of A. I really don't know. Um, and thank you everybody. I've had some wonderful messages of support, including from one of my subscribers who actually offered to send me one of his colonies because of what's happened to mine. But I had a little secret that I haven't been telling you about, and that's this girl. Um, Now, she's a Lasius flavus queen, and yes, she's still got her wings, but I caught her right after she was mated. She was mating on the car bonnet outside. I saw her mating, and then once the male came away, I caught her. And so, because I've caught her so soon after mating, she just hasn't taken her wings off. But I know she's mated because I saw it. And here's the underside of her, and this is the best way to identify a flavus queen, is they've got really yellow bellies. But from above, like this is the colony, they look very similar to a Lasius niger queen, so they're very difficult to spot when you're looking at them on the pavement. But if you can get them into a test tube, turn them upside down and see the yellow belly, it's then very easy. Um, They are slightly smaller, and after a while you get used to the size difference, and you think, hang on a minute, that one looks a bit small, and you check it, and it's a flavus. And the yellow does sort of bleed round in the gaster. You have sort of yellow stripy bands coming round. It comes round the sides, so you can sort of see as well. But yeah, the reason I sort of don't talk a lot about my Lasius flavus is that while they look absolutely lovely, as you can see, they are just a bit boring. They don't do much. They don't go out into the outworld, and they don't grow very fast. This colony's a year old, the same as my Lasius niger colony. It's on about 400 to 500, and look at these girls. They're on about 25, and they've got what, 4 pupa, 5 larvae, and a little pile of eggs. They are so slow, and that's why I don't advise new ant keepers to keep them, because you don't get that feedback, you don't get that instant reaction that you get from Lasius niger. And then a final little segment tonight, in response to Ants UK, who posted about an article that he had read about the ants dropping grains into the syrup. And yeah, your article was about a different species to Lasius niger, but and I still don't know, and we don't know. And what I thought I'd show you is what their greaseproof paper looks like when they finished. There's no maple syrup left on here. This is the one that you saw from a couple of nights ago when I did the rescue mission. It's all been drunk, but this is what they leave behind: sand, general garbage. They've got a bit of cotton in there. They must have pulled out the nest, but I mean, it all stays there. They don't cart anything back into the nest. I don't know. Let's watch it together. Let's all watch our Lasius niger and see if we can work it out.